Hello and welcome to the Temple of Tomes with your host, Indie Comics Jones. Today is July 8th, 2021. This is episode 356. Today's comic is Nocterra. This is coming out from Image Comics. This is number 5 in the arc, and it comes in at a whopping $3.99. Now, there's not a lot of action in this comic. Despite this cover, it's nicely designed cover, but this image that we're seeing here, nothing like it happens in the book. So I'm assuming this might be an issue 6 type event, because this one is pretty much just explanation all the way through. I am enjoying the series, though. I am going to give it the good excavating seal of approval. Now that we've said all this nice words, let's talk about who worked on the book. The writer was Scott Snyder. Tony S. Daniels is the artist. Colors are done by Tamu Mori, and lettering is by And World Designs. Editor is Will Dennis. If you recall the last issue, Val and his brother Emery, there's Val, there's Emery, they are adopted kids. They have grown up in a situation called the PM, or the Great PM, and it's an event that took place where the sun suddenly disappeared. It never came back up. Anything caught in the darkness for too long would get diseased and turn into a mutated, blood-hungry creature. That included humans as well. So they would try to stay in lighted areas as best they could. She grew up to become a transporter, so to speak. She was driving a big rig, fully lighted up with all kinds of electronics to keep the shades, as they call them, away from the truck, also the monsters. So anything like a bear could transform. The plants even transformed a bit too. And she would go from outpost to outpost that were still lighted, transporting people and goods. Now, over the past, I want to say a couple months, some of these outposts were falling. They were turning into darkness or being overrun by the shades. Things were going bad. And it turns out that there's one guy in particular, his name is Blacktop Bill, seems to be perhaps one of the guys, or one of the reasons some of these outposts are failing. And he is chasing Val because was carrying I believe it's the granddaughter of one of the inventors of this special light that can actually cure people of their disease if it's not too late, once they're infected by the darkness. Her brother was infected by the darkness. She was able to get to this one place, this outpost called the Prism, that has a special light, and there she met Dr. Tiberius McCrae. It all seems pretty nice here. They got swimming pools, whatnot, special room where Emery was taken in, and he changed right as she brought him into the room. You can see him here, but they were able to sedate him. Unfortunately, she was shot in the process, but she's okay. She comes back, and then we get the image trope. I like to call it the image trope of the black pages, which it's not really content. I don't believe it's content. Sometimes there's like 4 pages of black pages, so Image seems to do that quite a bit. So we have Emery. He's awake now, but he's changed. He wants to go back out into the darkness. He doesn't want to keep running from it. So Val's actually struggling with that because she's been protecting him pretty much his whole life now. And this is, I believe her name's Abigail. She is the granddaughter of Dr. Tiberius McCrae. Now, it's Dr. Tiberius McCrae's brother, Augustus, that kind of invented this whole lighted outpost type thing where this special light can actually cure people of this disease. But sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it starts to work and then it falls back. Sometimes the people are already too far gone for them to help it. And we see that he's actually got in containment some human shades behind this glass. So that was kind of an interesting point in here. But you see there's not too much action at all. It's mostly talking, explanation, backstory, and build up for what's to come. So she actually offers a book to Dr. McCrae about that Augustus was carrying with him before he got killed by Blacktop Bill, that supposedly has more information how to bring the regular sunlight back. But for some reason, Dr. Tiberius McCrae is not interested in it, and that kind of raises her suspicions a little bit. But she is also dealing with Emery, who's saying, I don't want to be this way, I want to go back, I just want to die, pretty much. So she goes off to talk to Dr. McCrae one last time and happens to come up on him when he's on a video call, and the person he's on a video call was Blacktop Bill, and he's giving the directions to kill them all. And that's where it is. We end this issue to be continue. Obviously, they don't know she's in the back there, but I'm assuming in the beginning of the next issue we'll find out very quickly. This is a recommend, like I said. Okay, let's take a look to see what else Image is offering right now. We get a sneak preview of Ordinary Gods. I think I went over this before in another review. Kyle Higgins is the writer on this, and I'm assuming it has famous people in it, and there's a special test people can see if they are an ordinary god, and that's just, so we get couple pages of action in medieval times, and then 2 pages of explanation in current times. And this one lady is, I guess she's like a Scientologist type person, is trying to give someone a test to see if they are more than just an ordinary person. So this goes on sale this month. Ordinary Gods, Kyle Higgins. Undiscovered Country, this is also a Scott Snyder book. Actually 2 volumes here of the trade paperbacks, Volume 1 Destiny, Volume 2 Unity, and it's got some blurbs up here of some actually noteworthy sources, not just Joe Blow's website. So I've actually heard of these. Some people may consider some of these to be a little bit on the shill side, but I'm not going to go into that. I just don't know. Okay, Nocterra, this is the next issue 6. As you can see, Val's got something going on, strange going on with her. Almost she's got some kind of glass plate and a reflection there of what I appear to be a shade, or I think they call them, the scientific name is Homo Nocterus. So there you go. Coming out August 21st. Looking forward to that. And finally, the back cover of Nocterra. Don't you see? We made it. We can. I don't know what we can, but what we can do is, let's put it here. Give this book the Good Excavating seal of approval, given out only by Indie Comics Jones on this particular channel. So thanks for stopping by and listening to this review. As always, please like, please subscribe, please leave comments, and we'll get back to some more reviews later this week. As always, this is Indie Comics Jones from the Temple of the Tomes bidding you adieu.